Girls, today's awesome because Paper Towns is one of my favorite books ever, and I'm gonna meet John Green really, really soon. I believe that racism will exist as long as we continue to dignify the idea of race by giving it a title. Call people black and call people white, or just don't call people part of the Caucasian race. As long as we keep referring to the word race, the idea of race exists. Does everyone follow the wine cone on Twitter? Because if you don't, you really ought to. It's probably like one of the funniest experiences that one can have. Hi, Misty. I'm trying to record a video here, babe, so if you could pant somewhere else. I've had to write a bunch of college application essays recently, and I actually kind of like the one I'm submitting, so I might read that to you. My mother has an ultrasound screenshot of me as a paramecium, all snuggled up and basking in placenta. Some things are obscured in the photo. I appear to have one giant fish eye, for example, and I'm also entirely sepia, but if you squint hard enough, you can see that my little fetal thumb is in my mouth. The strange part? When they cut the cord, I didn't cut the habit. It took much muttering of my father's aphorism, "When I turn 4, I shall suck no more," to get me through the withdrawal symptoms of a recovering thumbsucker. But, although the urge to slobber on one's fingers isn't exactly a desirable trait, you've got to give me a hand. Even before I was born, I knew who I was. I remember being in first grade and how ecstatic I felt when my first literary masterwork of a short story, The Saddest Puppy Ever, was returned to me with a smiley face sticker on its laminated cover. I was sure that everyone in the room felt the same. How could they not? Guys, these are our thoughts. They came out of our souls to be represented by symbols and characters so that others can see and hear them in their heads. It's miraculous, completely incredible. We are not worthy. I looked around the room, still beaming, wanting to share the moment with my peers. "Isn't writing the best thing in the entire world?" I asked of the girl to my left. She nodded slightly, returning to her coloring page in disinterest. I snapped in her face. "Don't you want to be an author when you grow up?" Crayon Girl scrunched her nose and informed me that I should say it, not spray it. Huh. So I was different. I've always been different, and I've always been a writer. I'm the kind of person to give too much information on a college application essay, to dote on anecdotes, to throw clever wordplays into everyday conversation for my own amusement. I'm a connoisseur of punctuation, a collector of quirky personality traits, and a larcenist of interesting names. I've been known to have "vomit often tastes like orange juice" scrawled on my algebra binder. I listen in on conversations around me and jot down their royalty-free jokes. While I never developed the ability to read without being a critic, Crayon Girl never learned the difference between a contraction and a possessive adjective. It's not her passion. It's mine. It's me. My parents and I were on a really, really long car ride, taking my sister back to college, the same college I'm going to go to next year, and we were listening to my iPod and stuff, and I decided to introduce my parents to Wizard Rock, and they loved it. It was so cool. Like, my parents kept asking to hear more and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, Christina has the perfect techno voice." "Hey, Lauren, knock knock." "Who's there?" "Hayley G." "Hayley G who?" "Brr." "Leanne, I love you. You kick ass, and I will see you tomorrow."